Welcome back, everyone. Looks like this episode, episode 20, could just be about updates on things that we've accomplished and things that we've upgraded and improved in the past few episodes. I also have something interesting to show you guys. That crash that happened with the smeltery caused a chunk to disappear and change. So the other machines I had sitting here in preparation for future stuff are gone. And anything else that was in here. Luckily, there was almost nothing in this whole chunk. And so I planted a garden around it and added some more stuff. I changed up my food. Since we don't have Spice of Life and I don't need to have a variety, yogurt is good, but I found that there are a few things just slightly better than yogurt. So with that, I want to show you guys what it is that I'm making now for food. So basically what you need is a cutting board, and you can either use zucchini or you can use rhubarb or you can use whatever you want for this initial part. But then you're going to need some lettuce, right? And what I did was I took the cutting board with a cucumber and I made the spring salad, which is great. You know, it's 4.5 hunger with 11 saturation. And then what I did is I took that same spring salad with another cucumber and it enhances it to 5.5 with 14. And that is just amazing. I can't believe that I discovered this recipe. It's so simple to do and so easy to create. So what I did is I have fully switched over to using that now as my food source. As you can see, I already have 64 cucumber salads ready to go for the next step. Now, some of the other improvements we've made is, I have cucumbers growing over here and over there, and I have the lettuce growing over on the other side by that new area. And so it works out quite well. So I'm going to head over here to our mob spawner, which is possibly the greatest disappointment of this episode. It has produced almost nothing in the past few days that it's been running. As it stands right now, the fans don't seem to be pushing the mobs. And I'm not entirely sure why. It's something I'm going to have to look into when I get a little spare time. And the vector plates aren't moving quickly enough that it's forcing the mobs to move. They can stand on it. They can't go back, but they always seem to be resistant to go forward. So I'm going to have to look into that. Hopefully it continues to gather a few things here and there. It did even get an ender pearl, so it must have got at least one enderman, but it's really not doing great like I would want it to. So we're going to have to work on finding a way to improve that, maybe expand it or do something along those lines. I haven't really done much else besides add these beautiful lights around the house. A little bit of aesthetics, Not really a big into aesthetics kind of person, but I do like things to look nice. And then I added the 2 remaining ones I had here. I also put some down here in the basement in our initial setup. But as you can see, I moved our machines around a little bit. I changed up our power source, and I even put in some flux duct. So makes it easy. I put in some drying rack or some item racks to just hang up all my tools because I was just carrying so many tools and items, and I just had to cut back. And as you can tell, I expanded this and I started really adding items into it to make it easier to use. And I have my crafting table right here. At this point, in an older build, I would be using logistics pipes to have access to this and all the items in it. But unfortunately, logistics pipes hasn't been updated to 1.12, and Buildcraft itself only has an alpha version for it. So another thing I'm working to improve is right now we're using coal and coal generators, right, from RF tools, but eventually I'm going to switch out to the dynamos, not only for the coal coke to be used in one of the dynamos, but also the creosote can also be used in one of the dynamos as well. So I'm doubling down on my coal to be used as a fuel source for our machines. And in a future update, we're also going to add more machines to our setup and go from there. So I got the cactus from our little adventure, and I also did find another village as well. It was on the outskirts of my view range, And so I went and ran to it to see if there was anything there. There's nothing really special there. But it was nice to be able to find another village. But the cactus, I need to plant that and get it up and running. So let's see here. Let's find our cactus that we had. I think I may have stuck it. There we go. Right there. Let's find some sand. I'm sure we had some. Otherwise, we'll just go use the beach. Yeah, we're just going to go use the beach. I don't know where the sand is at. This guy just keeps laying eggs. I named him Pete, by the way. Pete just sits here in the tank, and he's happy as can be. He is such a good chicken. He just loves to behave. So we'll go over here, and we're going to plant these cactus down so that we can have some cactus in the future. Perfect spot right here. There we go. And last one. All done. So when you're planting cactus, you don't want to plant anything adjacent to it, and you really don't want to plant cactus next to itself, because when you go to break it, it could always drop into the next one, and it could destroy its own item. So we really don't want to do that. We want to limit that so that we can get as many cactuses as we can. So from there, I think that's pretty much the update for everything that's been going on. Really, oh, I haven't showed you. I did find something in that village that helped me out a little bit. I found some bee houses, and so from there, I've just been using bees to put up here in preparation for actual bees up here. Because what I'll use is the industrial aviaries from Gendustry, because I really like to use them. So once we get our power really up and running, we'll start expanding our bees up here. And I think bees might be the way we go for almost everything. So I might forego building a quarry. I might forego going mining a lot just to expand into bees and to get all the different types of bees that can provide all the resources and materials that we need. So prepare for that in the future. I think that's going to be an interesting thing. I've never fully done that. I mean, I've done it as a side to get all the different types of bees once in one run before, but I've never actually used it as a full-blown resource, my primary resource gathering technique. So, you know, every now and then you got to switch it up and you got to try different things. And I think that's exactly what we're going to go for with this, is to be able to have that available to us. And with that, I think what I'll do is I'll take a break here real quick, and then I'll be back once I figure out what we're going to do this episode. But I'm glad I could update you guys on what's going on, and we'll get a little bit done when we wake up. See you in a few. I also thought I would mention that immersive engineering seems to be a little bit buggy right now. So whenever I'm looking in the book, or whenever I'm accessing certain items for immersive engineering, the coal coke oven seems to be fine, but other items seem to crash my game. So, or I mean the client. So I am not going to be experimenting too much with immersive engineering. I've noticed that in the beta pack that's coming up, they are going to be making an improvement to immersive engineering. There is a new version coming out for it. It's also adding something else I really enjoy, which is the simply jetpacks, so that we will have a jetpack soon with that added to the pack. So I'm looking forward to those updates coming up, and I hope you guys are too. So as you can tell here, I'm still working on a little section here, and I think this is going to be the new power generation room. And what I'll probably do is I'll probably start putting in the dynamos and maybe an upgraded cell in the next episode. So if you guys tune in, I think that's what we're going to do on the next episode. This episode is halfway over just because of updates. So I'm probably going to cut it a little bit shorter than normal. And if you guys have anything you want me to do, or if you think there may be any improvements that I could make, I'm more than willing to listen. You know, this is as much as my playthrough as it is for you guys. So just let me know what you'd like, and we can make improvements from there. I'm also thinking about moving the smeltery to another location to make it easier to access, even though for me it's mostly just an early game thing or just tool upgrades. And the forest back here is probably going to be shifted and moved. I'll probably build a forestry multi-block farm so that I can have trees and other types of vegetables and whatnot automatically farmed. I may even switch out to the actually additions farm or some other farm. I mean, I've used the forestry farm multiple times, so I might just switch it out and try something else. And of course, the animals still need a home, so we'll be working on that as well in the future. But thank you guys again for tuning in, and thank you guys for always being there to support me in this channel. And if you guys could like, comment, subscribe if you haven't, you know, hit that bell icon and you'll get the updates every time a new episode comes out. But thank you guys again, and as always, thanks for watching.